why isn't disclosure happening? What are one of the many reasons that disclosure isn't happening? What is one of the big things we talk about on this channel all the time? Well, it's because if this stuff comes out and there is indeed a crash retrieval program and there's all these other things that have been happening to cover this stuff up for years, if there are other companies who had an opportunity to bid, to work on this, to get some of their employees to see some of this stuff, but were never given the chance, they were monopolized by another, whatever organization it might have been. Lawsuits, jail time, all that stuff. That was mentioned back when I think Grush was on Rogan and talked about it. Well, George Knapp also talking about this and other things in a really good clip here. This is from the last podcast on the left that George Knapp and Jeremy Corbell were speaking about this very thing that I mentioned. So we're going to get into that. So make sure that if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. We are over 31,000 now. We're trying to build on this, getting the word out there about more things, asking questions the same way that you guys do. So let's watch this clip, and then we'll talk about how important this is afterwards.
There's also a human element to it. I was told this by a congressional investigator who worked on the black budget many years ago. He says, look, he went out to Area 51. I gave him a briefing, go here and look around. He couldn't find what he was looking for, but he came back convinced it is real. We do have this technology. It's stashed away. And he said to me, look, when this comes out, people are going to go to prison. I think, a long time ago when this cover-up, our government cover-up started, there was probably a legitimate reason. We'd just come out of the World War II. Cold War was beginning. How do we tell the public about this? What do you say? Yeah. So we'll keep it secret. And since then, they've told so many lies to the public, to Congress. There's probably hundreds of millions of dollars from legitimate national security programs that have been absconded and moved into something else without permission. People would go to prison for this if it all came out. And I think that was part of what the Schumer legislation would have done, is given them an out.
An out, like a whistleblower status.
Straight up, Lockheed Martin wanted to divest their Lockheed Martin has UFO materials, likely a full UFO. On good sources, we know it to be true. Lockheed Martin tried to divest, take it out the back door, bring it in the front. So some companies realize they're going to be in hot water if this shit comes out. And even the Canadian, one of the Canadian Parliament members, the guy Larry, an MP, he wrote this letter. It's like, we better get ahead of this. If we don't get ahead of this, our nation's not going to trust us. Yeah. So that's the kind of where we're at, man. This is like easy way or hard way. Hard way is the easy way is they stop lying and give the basics, just like we do about the nuclear programs. Nuclear bombs exist. Yeah. We're not going to give you the schematics how to build them. Same thing needs to happen with the UFO presence, the UFO reality. And if it doesn't, it's going to happen the hard way. And the hard way is going to be leaks and whistleblowers and shit that's uncontrolled.
Oh, yeah. It was catastrophic disclosure.
Yeah, that's a weird term. I don't know what that means. Nothing's catastrophic. Just disclose it.
It doesn't matter.
Easy way or hard way.
Super interesting. Now, the thing that I think, again, if you've been watching this channel, my thoughts on it, that, this is an obvious thing, that much cover up on stuff. And one of the reasons as the lie gets bigger and bigger and bigger, it just continues, obviously, to grow and to keep and try to get more people to stay silent about it. So more people don't go to jail. So the interesting thing that I found in that comment, though, was the Schumer and Rounds bill protecting these people. So that would be an answer to me that I haven't heard yet when I have asked the question, what's different this time around? That maybe as these conversations are coming, and this is one of the last shots that this thing gets to pass, that these companies go, look, eventually somebody's going to leak something out. Eventually, it's not, with social media and everything else, guys, it is not as easy for us to keep this secret as it used to be. So I think that maybe we should take this deal, let this bill go forward, maybe let this happen, as long as we're not going to get, in trouble for it, pinched for it, that we just have to basically cooperate. Maybe this is our out. And maybe that's ultimately what it is. That to me would be, because I've asked that, if you guys have been watching my channel long enough, you know that I keep saying, what's the difference? When Lester Nara was on, I said the same thing. What's the difference about it passing this year than, not passing last year? Why would it pass this year? If someone said to me, well, it's these companies, they're out. They're basically not going to get in trouble for doing this if they cooperate. Then I said, well, that makes sense. But then I would still ask the question, why didn't they do that last year? And I think because because they probably figured would answer my own questions, having a conversation with myself. I would say, well, they thought that they would basically be in cahoots with Arrow, and Arrow would have Kirkpatrick say, no, nothing. Here's a whole thing. Here's a whole reason why. Arrow's going to say there's nothing. We're going to take reporters. We'll have reporters come out and say, we'll tell the people that we want to be there. No, nothing's going on. We didn't find anything. And then this thing will go away. But guess what? It didn't go away. So maybe that their strategies from the past that usually have worked, they thought it was going to work again, and it didn't. So they said, well, wait a minute. If it's going to keep getting like this, and there's more and more people out there talking about this now, and because of, again, social media and all this other stuff, and as Jeremy Corbell said in there, with more whistleblowers coming forward, maybe it's time to let this thing pass. So maybe it will pass. I don't know. If it does now, I would say, well, maybe that's why. Maybe they because I can't remember who it was that said it to me, but they were like, so they might let it go through this time. And maybe that is the case. Maybe they had maybe that was always the plan. I don't know. But the definitive from both Jeremy Corbell here and Knapp saying this does exist, that and calling Lockheed Martin out by name and saying they have something, maybe even a full UFO. I mean, that's the kind of stuff that, as they mentioned, and I kind of am with Jeremy Corbell here on the end, where he's like, I don't know what that term means, catastrophic disclosure. I mean, I understand when it comes to, well, if these things come out and it could have been prevented, the amount of information that was just dropped, and it could have been presented to the public a little better. I still don't, I think I agree with him that I don't know if catastrophic is the word, because we don't know exactly what that would entail and how people would react. But it's just a matter of, the easy way or the hard way, I think is the right way to put it there. It's a very good way to put it, where it's like, look, you got an opportunity here. There's just so much. This is a document that says, because I didn't know this information, that it was going to protect them. That makes a lot of sense. And it also makes sense to where it all is really, it's all adding up, guys. So what do you think? Do you think that this is something new information, not new information? Do you think because of this could actually get this bill passed, or no? No chance at all. Go ahead. Tell me what you think. Leave your comments in there. And thank you, as always, for supporting the channel. If you subscribed, amazing. People who have become members lately, I appreciate it. And people always ask me how to support the channel. Appreciate what you're doing here. Well, I'll give you an opportunity here. You want to get something that you like, let me give you 2 sponsors that we've got right now, and I think you're really going to enjoy them. And we'll see you back here tomorrow for UAP Tuesday. Guys, thanks for watching the show. Really appreciate you being here. And I wanted to give you an opportunity to hear about somebody I love, and that's Factor. Factor, to me, the meals are just delicious. And with sunny days here, fueling up with Factor there's no prep, there's no mess meals. Meet your wellness goals in time for summer thanks to the menu of chef-crafted meals with options like Calorie Smart, Protein Plus. Factory's fresh, never frozen meals are dietitian approved, and they're ready to eat in just 2 minutes. So no matter how busy you are, you'll always find time to enjoy nutritious, great tasting meals. I cannot tell you guys. We have been working on this studio. We have been doing stuff. And Brett, who is here, if you don't know Brett is one of the best. He's a producer, and he works on this studio, and he's gotten it looking really, really good. Well, Brett gets hungry. I said, Brett, guess what? I got some good meals for you, and we got Factor. And Brett's been most energy I've seen him running around because he's been eating well with Factor. They have 35 meals and more than 60 add-ons to choose from every week, and you'll always have new flavors to explore. You got to treat yourself to restaurant-quality meals that feature premium ingredients like filet mignon, shrimp, and blackened salmon. So if you head to factormeals.com/DTE50, you use that code DTE50, you'll get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month. That's code DTE50 at factormeals.com/DTE50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month while subscription is active. Get it. You'll thank me for it. I appreciate it. Hey, guys, thanks for watching the show. Listen, I have been there so many times where I've had subscriptions that I've been going through my phone, didn't even realize I still had them. I signed up at one point. I said, what am I doing? I'm wasting all this money. And I stopped doing that a while ago because I have Rocket Money. Rocket Money is a subscription service, and it is amazing. It's a personal finance app that helps you find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions. It monitors your spending, and it helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. You get alerts if bills increase in price, there's unusual spending activity, or if you're close to going over budget. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a year when using all the app's features. Stop wasting money on things you don't use. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions by going to rocketmoney.com/DTE. That's rocketmoney.com/DTE. This thing keeps me organized. I've been using it for so long. I really love Rocket Money. I have it on my phone. I literally have an update right there. I love Rocket Money, and you will too. So check it out. The link's in the description.